Hey guys, it's Britt, and I wanted to do something a little different today. I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite films of all time, John Wick. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar, I actually come from a film, television broadcasting background. That's what I really studied in college, and I love film. I love film, and I wanted to discuss this film because, like I said, it is my favorite. Now, this stars Keanu Reeves, who plays John, and it also has my favorite actor, Alfie Allen. Now, Alfie Allen, while I wouldn't consider him a main character, he is pretty important to the story, and even if Alfie wasn't in this film, I think I would still love it. So, don't let that impact your opinion. Now, what's this film about? It's this man named John was once a part of the Russian mafia set in the New Jersey, New York area, and he actually left that life behind him when he decided to get married. And the time, the amount of time that he is out of retirement isn't made very clear, but we can assume it's been like maybe 20-ish years, just based off of the characters involved. He comes out of retirement when the leader of the Russian mob, Vigo, his son, approaches John, not knowing that it is John, at a gas station, and I'll link that scene right here. He approaches John and he says, "I like your car, I want it," essentially. And John says, "It's not for sale." And this kid threatens him, and his name is Yosef. And Yosef's unnamed friend steps in and says, "Oh, he must recognize John." So he says, he apologizes and hopes that Yosef doesn't get involved with John. Now, of course, Yosef, having no idea who this guy is, despite this man speaking supposedly poor Russian to him, we'll talk a little bit about that later. This kid, not knowing anything about John, decides to go into his house, break into his house, and not only take his car, but murder his completely innocent dog. Now, if you love dogs, you will love this movie, because this movie is all about John avenging the death of this puppy that his wife gave him after she died as a final parting gift. And that's why he's so upset. And that part of the film really, really, really drives this film. The dog is in this movie for maybe 15 minutes max. And the film does such a great job at getting you attached to this adorable, adorable puppy. And this film was really, really, really great. Like I said, it's all about John just getting revenge for this dog. And I think that's great. Not that it's good that the puppy was murdered, but it's nice to see a film just about a man and his dog. It's great. And the sequel recently dropped in theaters, and I'm just gonna wait until the Blu-ray for that comes out, because the movie theater is expensive, and I don't think it's actually playing in any of the theaters near me. But anyway, so I give this film like a 5 out of 5, and I want to talk a little bit about why. Uh, the story, like I said, is really, really well done. I think a lot of the actors are really, really, really good. Like Keanu Reeves, his the biggest critique that I have seen for Keanu's portrayal of John is that John is kind of monotone, but I think that fits for John because when he does have those moments of where he can no longer keep his emotions in check, I think that makes them all the more powerful. And you gotta remember that John's an assassin. Like he has to keep his cool. Like I kind of always pictured assassins being pretty monotone, but that's just me. Accent-wise, this takes place in the New Jersey, New York area, and I think a lot of actors really struggle with the New York, New Jersey accent. I have lived in New Jersey for 23, almost 24 years of my life, and never once have I ever heard somebody call Jersey Joyzy. I have no idea where that came from, and it's not true. So if you are imitating somebody from New Jersey and want to piss them off, call it Joyzy. Because that's a whole rant for another day. But thankfully, that stereotype is nowhere to be found in this film. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with Alfie, who plays Yosef, he is actually British, and he has some slips where the accent kind of comes through throughout this film. But that's okay, because I think he did a pretty decent job with the New Jersey accent. Now, I actually sent the gas station scene to my friend Olive, because Olive is really well versed. She loves Russian type of things, and I said, hey, I basically, since I'm unfamiliar with Russian, I said, hey, how is the Russian in the scene to you for somebody who is familiar with the language? And she said that the older guy did a pretty good Russian accent, but to quote Olive, in regards to Alfie's accent, it sounded like he wasn't even trying. Now, in my opinion, I thought that Alfie did a pretty good job, but like I said, I'm not familiar, so I don't know. But anyway, guys, if you think that this is a film that you would be interested in, and if this is a book under a different name, please tell me, like, in the comments, because I would love to read this in book form. So, this is an action movie, and I forgot to talk about the rating. Okay. So, the rating is R, and there's no nudity, but there is a lot of blood and killing and gore. And there's one scene where Alfie Allen is in a Speedo, but I would not count that as, like, graphic imagery, even though, like, Speedos are weird. I don't like Speedos. Not even when Alfie's in them. I don't like them. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, the rating is R for strong and bloody violence throughout, and language, and brief drug references. I believe there is this one scene where people are smoking marijuana, so that grants it an R rating, I guess. But anyway, guys, I highly encourage you guys to check this film out, and even if action films aren't really your thing, action films usually aren't my thing either, but it's a great film, so check it out and we can talk about it. Alright, guys. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.